Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we're going to talk about intuitive writing for guidance. Now, today I did not make any notes. I usually have like some type of notes to go with these lives and with this podcast recording and everything. But today we're just going to get into it because I just finished my own journaling and a lot came through. And when a lot comes through, let's just say I got the clarity that I needed, but I also got the pep talk that sometimes we need, right? And so before we even jump in, what is intuitive writing? Intuitive writing is a form of writing where you set a goal for yourself. It could be 10 minutes. It could be 3 pages. It could be whatever it is, right? I recommend I like 3 pages. I used to really do the timer thing. Now I really like by going by pages and making sure that 3 pages gets filled, because what ends up happening is you're forced to keep going. And from being forced to keep going until these pages are filled, your brain has to make a thought. Your brain has to put something together to write. And when it puts something together to write, well, then this is how you get into all of the subconscious thoughts pattern. And this is, if you do it consistently, this is how you even get into channeled writing. And so that's that's how you should start intuitive writing in a nutshell. What intuitive writing actually is being able to write in a free flow state of mind without formulating proper sentences, without worrying about spelling, without worrying about punctuation, without even worrying about how it looks on paper. Oftentimes when you do intuitive writing, it is very messy. Your handwriting probably doesn't look as nice as it would if you were, writing a letter to somebody or writing your grocery list or whatever it is, right? And so that's what intuitive writing is in a nutshell. And what it does is it allows you to bypass the conscious thoughts. And when you bypass conscious thought, you get into subconscious thoughts and you get into subconscious beliefs. Now, the more that you do this practice, then it starts to turn into like a channeled writing where you are actually getting guidance from whomever you believe in right there on the paper. And so that is why I recommend going at least the 3 pages. And you can start either with a question. If you're looking for a specific guidance, you can start with a question, right? And I have questions that you can start with for intuitive writing for free over in my bio. I have 65 journal prompts for free for women entrepreneurs who want to reconnect with themselves in business. And then I also have the Identity Rewrite, which is a free 5-day email course, which gives you access to be able to rewrite your identity. And I throw prompts in there so that you can do it. And so you either can start with a question or you go in and you just start writing. And oftentimes what I'm finding is it is the moments where we don't feel like writing that we actually should be writing. This happened to me today. I was like, I don't want to do this, but I have a non-negotiable with myself where I have to write at least 3 full-size pages per day. And it turns into intuitive writing. And so I was like, I don't want to do it, but it was already kind of past the time that I had set for myself to get it done. And so I went ahead and I started doing the writing. And when you do intuitive writing without asking a question, sometimes what's going to happen is your writing is going to start off by saying I don't want to do this. This is a waste of time. This is dumb, right? All of these, these 4 thoughts that are right there. But that's a good thing. That is a good thing, because if those thoughts are clouding you in your day-to-day life, and if you're not making time for yourself and time to connect with yourself, well then going back to the identity piece that we talked about yesterday, you don't know who you are at the core because you're not spending time with yourself. And so if you start the writing and you start by saying I don't want to do this, this is dumb, that's totally fine, because what's going to happen is you are still holding the commitment to do this with yourself. And then as you go and you get these words out on the paper, well, then you've now released those thoughts. You've now released the I don't want to do this. And then that's when it starts to turn into okay, I'm doing this, I'm in it. And then the other thoughts start coming out, right? But the reason that you feel so disconnected and so unclear and so uncertain about what it is you're supposed to be doing, or, what it is you should be doing and why you feel unfulfilled, is because you're not taking those small moments to connect with yourself. It takes like 15 minutes to write 3 pages. Out of 24 hours, you can absolutely give yourself 15 minutes to put something on the paper and to start writing. And when you do that, then you again get to release what it was that was holding you back in the first place. And then you also get to get and receive the guidance that you wanted to receive from actually doing the work. This is a part of doing the work. This is the inner work, right? This is reconnecting back with ourselves. This is coming back to like the true identity that we have. And so when we think about, actually, we don't need to think about anything. When we just decide to do it, what does that say? I love the mic. Thank you. When we just decide to do it, we decide this is non-negotiable. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make sure this happens. I'm going to write my 3 pages every day. Taking it back to what I was saying a moment ago about it turns into a channeled writing. So you get the gunk, if you will, out of your brain about how it's a waste of time and you don't want to do it. And then after you get the gunk out of your brain about it being a waste of time and you not wanting to do it, then you can get into the subconscious. Then you can tap into what's really going on beneath the surface and the true thoughts that are coming up. Because the reason you don't want to do it is because, oh, I thought that was my baby. The reason you don't want to do it is because there's something blocking. There's a blockage in there. There's something in your current reality, in the 3D that's happening, that is making you feel like connecting within is a waste of time, that doing a writing exercise is a waste of time, that doing a writing prompt is a waste of time. And the reason that it feels like it's a waste of time is because we've been so conditioned to look at the clock and follow a structure and follow a routine, and I got to get this done at this time, and I got to clock in at this time, and I got to get the children from school at this time, and I got to, get dinner going and this and that. We're always on go, 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 go. The mind works on overdrive. The mind is on overdrive. It's going. And then the end of the day has come. We're flustered at the end of the day. Because we're flustered at the end of the day and we don't take any moment to truly relax, we turn to television, we turn to wine, we turn to, another alcoholic drink, we turn to scrolling online or whatever it is. We don't actually really relax. We don't actually sit with ourselves and figure out what it is that we need in that moment. And what we need is connection within. Well, then you go to sleep. You go to sleep on this overdrive. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate them. You go to sleep on this overdrive, and that's why you wake up so mad all the time. That's why you wake up frustrated. That's why you wake up like, another day. Like, yes, of course it's going to feel like another day. When's the last time that you listened to who you were? When's the last time that you actually took a moment to listen to yourself? When's the last time you actually took a moment to reconnect with yourself? When's the last time that you took a moment to get your own guidance, to not look for somebody else for guidance, right? That is something that came through for me in my intuitive writing. I'm going to be fully transparent and vulnerable here for a moment. I was doing my writing, my non-negotiable 3 pages. It turned into 4, and today was a day where I didn't want to do it. The beginning of my page, the first line says, I'm not even doing these damn things correctly and I don't want to do it today. That's the first line. And I went into that and I was like, and Wednesdays are my dates with myself. So tonight I'm supposed to do something creative with myself. And that was the second line, was like, I don't want to do this artist date. This is dumb. But anyways, going forward, a lot of things started to come out and come up. And so one of the guidance that I received, and mind you, I wasn't even seeking guidance. I was just trying to complete my non-negotiable task. But one of the guidance that came through was like, it had to do with looking for answers outside of ourselves, which you will hear me talk about often. I talk about that. Like, you can't keep looking for answers outside of yourselves. They're right here within you. So anyways, so it's about looking for answers outside of yourselves, and that comes through looking for the answers outside. And so that writing turned channeled, and the message that I received was like, how are you? I'm in a community for like content ideas, and I haven't been using it for months. And so I'm in there. But anyways, and so the message that came through for me was like, how are you looking for writing prompts and content ideas when you are the writer? And so I want you to think about that with yourself, right? Where is it that you have a core identity of something that you do, of something that you are known for, of something that you're confident in? And even if you're not confident, it's something that you have embodied, right? The identity that you've embodied, and where are you outsourcing that to somebody else? Where are you actually being like, you know what, even though, well, I'll take the writer example because that was a good one, and it was a word for myself. If I'm a writer and I do writing and my writing turns into my content, then why am I in a space for content ideas? Why am I in a space for somebody else to give me the prep when the prep is already in here? When what I need to do to prep is to continue on with my journal entries, which is to continue following along in my non-negotiable of writing my 3 pages. That is my non-negotiable. And so if I do the task that has been handed to me, if I do the task that I'm supposed to do, then by doing the task that I'm supposed to do, my responsibility to do, the other things will fall in line. All of the other tasks will then not seem, I don't want to say not seem so hard, but all of the other tasks will fall into the orders that they're meant to fall in. All of the other tasks will reveal themselves to me because I'm doing the first task that I'm meant to do. And my task is to write 3 pages every single day, right? But the moment I decide to either deceive that or disobey that, or come in with the mentality of like, let me just get it over with over and over again, well, then no wonder the other tasks aren't showing up for me. Because now I get that over with, and instead of actually looking at that as a way to, turn it into the proper task that I'm supposed to do, which is like creating content and showing up for my business and things like that, well, then I'm looking to somebody else to teach me how to show up in business and to teach me how to create content and to teach me and to give me writing ideas. Well, I've just given away all of my power and all of my energy. I've outsourced it. I've outsourced it beyond me. And this is what happens. We outsource things beyond us. We outsource things to somebody else. And it's easy to do if you don't trust yourself enough to get done what you need to get done. You're going to outsource it to somebody else, because what happens is if you can outsource what you're supposed to do to somebody else, then you can also outsource the blame to somebody else when it's not done. You can blame somebody else. Instead of going within and realizing, actually, this is a lack of trust that I have. This has nothing to do with my ability. It's just my ability to trust myself. But it has nothing to do with my ability and skill set. We can blame somebody else. We can say, oh, you know what? I was following their prompts, or I was following, their content calendar or their business strategy or whatever it is. And it didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work for me. But that's not my fault because it was somebody else's. You see what I mean? It all gets to tie together. If it's somebody else's and it doesn't work, then all of a sudden it's no longer your fault that it didn't work because you've outsourced it to somebody else. You've outsourced it beyond yourself. And there's a whole process when you learn to trust yourself that is uncomfortable, because when you learn to trust yourself, you also recognize that you have nobody to blame but yourself. Ouch. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to be like, dang, this is really on me. It is on me to see this through. It is on me to make this happen. It is on me to do the trial and error. It is on me to get in touch with myself. It is on me to do my writings. It is on me to do my meditations. It is on me to go make money. But we look at that and we're like, that is so much responsibility. That is, I now I have to trust myself to do it. And then to trust myself to do it, I have to go and do it. That is way too much responsibility. I don't want that. So let me go pin it on somebody else. Let me go sign up for this because I'm going to pin it on them. And this is not, full disclaimer, this is not to say that you should not be in communities. This is not to say that you don't need mentors. This is not to say any of that, because you absolutely do. Even though I'm like divinely guided within myself and I do my own writings and I get clarity from my writings, I have mentors. I'm in communities, right? Like these are things that I need in order to, to continue to evolve. But the difference in being in a community because you need it to help you evolve and being in one as a crutch is that when you need the one that's going to help you to evolve, you know that it's helping you evolve because it gets uncomfortable at times and you're doing the work that you were told to do, and it gives you what you need in order to transform and to evolve, but you can't, how can I word this? There's no blame to be placed upon them if things don't if things don't come true, right? In those types of communities and those types of mentorships, they don't necessarily like tell you what to do. They give you the tools that you need to do what you need to do, right? And so those are the ones that are transformative and stuff. But then the ones that we use as a crutch is when we're signed up for something that we already know how to do, but then we don't we don't trust ourselves enough to do it. So then we go beyond and we outsource that power to somebody else. And when we outsource that power to somebody else, well, then it's like I said, then we can outsource the blame. If the power is beyond us, well, then that means the blame is beyond us. That means the responsibility is beyond us. That means that, when something doesn't come true for us, it's not our fault. But the irony is, if you turn it around and you take your pen and you take your paper and you make yourself do some form of writing every single day, it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be punctuated properly. It doesn't have to be structured properly. The handwriting style doesn't even need to look good. But you make yourself do something like that every single day. It's a non-negotiable. Even the days you don't want to do it, you do it. Well, then the power comes back to you. You build a trust within yourself. The trust then comes back to you. The responsibility comes to you. But because you trust yourself, you feel like, because you trust yourself, you are okay with the responsibility. Because you know it's a part of your purpose. You know it's a part of the process. You know that being responsible is just a part of the journey. It's an identity. It's a thing. What is the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. But being responsible is just it's something that you do. It's who you are. I'm a responsible person. I'm responsible with the task I was given. I'm responsible with the money that I made. I'm responsible with or it is my responsibility to lead the household. It is my responsibility to take care of my family. And it's an uncomfortable truth for a lot of people. It was uncomfortable for me for years. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Why is it my responsibility? I don't want this. And then, you go through a process, you go through a transformation, you start learning how to lean into your intuition, you start doing your writings, you start doing these things. And all of a sudden the responsibility, you become a person who can accept it and who accepts it comfortably and who accepts it gracefully and who accepts it, as a part of this is what I'm here for in this lifetime. But you're not going to uncover what that is if you don't take the moments to sit with yourself, if you don't take the moments to learn about yourself, if you stay on overdrive all day long and then decide to unwind in the evening with, some television, some TikTok scrolling and, some alcohol or whatever. Those aren't even truly unwinding things. Those are not truly relaxing things. And so, like I said earlier, you're going to wake up still in this overdrive anger, like, oh my God, another day, go, go, go. Where are the 15 minutes for you? The 15 minutes for you that actually tap into the soul side, that tap into the spiritual side of you, not just relaxing for the sake of relaxing on a surface level. That's what all that other stuff is. It's surface level relaxation. That's why you don't wake up refreshed. If it was truly relaxing, I'm pretty sure you'd wake up feeling a lot better. Even if you have small children that wake you up during the night. I got small kids that wake me up during the night. But ever since I decided, no TV in the evening and no alcohol in the evening, I definitely wake up a lot more clearer and a lot more rested feeling and a lot more energized, even if I'm being woken up during the night. So those are just some things to think about when it comes to, who you are, getting in touch with yourself and things like that. I think that's it. I think that's it for today. Like I said, I did not bring any notes today. I was doing my own journal entry, and from there I got schooled by my higher self, or whatever you want to believe in. It felt like maybe God himself was on the paper, right? Either way, something came through in that writing. And I always know when my intuitive writings turn into channeled writings, because the handwriting gets sloppier and the phrases go from I to you. Pay attention to that next time you do an intuitive writing. You can go in my bio. You can grab, I've got 65 writing prompts for entrepreneurs, or you can join the Identity Rewrite, which is a 5-day course. And there's writing prompts in there. That's a part of the process in the course. And try it out next time you write your 3 pages or whatever. Just let it keep going, let it keep going, let it keep going. And pay attention in your page to when it turns from I to you. Because once you get those yous in there, then you know this is a message. This is my guidance. This is the intuitive guidance coming from, from above or from within or wherever you want to picture it. But it's always within you. Don't outsource that. Like, yes, I believe in a higher power around us, absolutely, but I believe also that higher power dwells within us. And so when we recognize that the two are infused together as one, well, then we're no longer outsourcing the power to beyond us, but we're also not outsourcing the blame to beyond us. And we recognize that the same power that can control the outside realm can also control the inside realm. And when you master the inside realm, then you get to change out your reality around you. And it's all a transformative process. It's all a process. It's all a journey. The biggest thing I can tell you is to always enjoy the journey. There will be peaks and valleys, highs and lows, however you want to, describe it or whatever, but enjoy the journey of the transformation. I will leave you with that. Join the Identity Rewrite, which is a free 5-day email course in my bio. If you're an entrepreneur, go grab those scripts so that you can start your own journaling journey. 65 will give you 65 days. Do one a day. Write. And the thing, I think I said write like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm telling you right now, go write 3 pages. Go do 3 pages of writing every single day. And with that, I am signing out and working on some other stuff. So I will see you all. Today is Wednesday, so I will see you all tomorrow sometime before noon Pacific. Anyways, bye guys.